Random tins. In it. Okay, we're not in it. Okay, we'll look at the sixth question from Eastern Cape. This is the supplementary exams for 2023. So you are given a diagram of f at x equals to x squared minus 6x plus 11. That is a that is a parabola, and the straight line there is G. The graph of f and G intersect at S and T. It's a seg. Point of intersection, remember, you equate the two graphs. And then T is the turning point of f. Then you are given the angle of inclination. This is interesting. Okay. Now, it means that first question, calculate the coordinates of T. Come on, 3 marks. 6.1. The coordinates of the turning point. T is the turning point. I told you, turning point, if you're given this thing here, you're going to say x is equal to minus b over 2a. This is the x coordinate at the turning point. You already have b. There's b. You already have a, and there's a. So this is equal to minus, so b is negative 6 all over 2 multiplied by 1. So this is going to give you a positive 3. This is the x value at t. To find the y value, substitute into the equation. So you're going to have f at 3. This is going to be equal to, oh, it's a positive. So you have 3 all squared minus 3 minus 6 by 3, then plus 11. So this gives you a 2. So it means the coordinates of t as 3 is to 2. There's your coordination for the turning point. However, you can still use, what's this? The completion of the square, right? If you decide to complete the square, you're going to have something like this. You're going to have f at x is equal to x plus 3 all squared plus 2. This is when you have completed the square. So the coordinates of t is going to be equal to, okay, let me fix something here. It's a negative. So the coordinates of t are going to be 3 and 2. Remember, it's a different sign here. If you have completed the square, right? Now let's continue to the second question. Determine the equation of G in the form y equals mx plus c. They said G is the straight line. So to find a straight line, you just need a point and a gradient, or just 2 points. So you already have an angle of inclination. You said that's an angle of inclination. Remember that the gradient is equal to tan of the inclination. This represents inclination. Theta is for inclination. So my inclination, it is 63.44 degrees. This is going to give me 2. Although it has decimals following, but I can just round it off to two decimal places, which is 0 and 0. So that's why I've written 2. So y minus y1 equals mx minus x1. Remember that the y1 and the x1 represent coordinates for a single point. So I can take point T, because I know point T G passes to point T. So I'm going to say y minus the y value of T is 2 equal to m value is 2. Then I have x minus 3. So therefore, y it's equal to 2x minus 4. That's the equation of G. Then getting to the third question. Hence or otherwise determine the coordinates of S. They told me something here. They said to me, I want to highlight this thing here. They said to me, F and G intersect at S and T. So intersection, F at X is equal to G of X. I equate if there's an intersection. So the equation of g is x squared minus 6x plus 11. So the equation of g is 2x minus 4. So I'm going to have x squared minus 8x plus 15 equals 0. So I'm going to have x minus 5, x minus 3. This gives me 0. So the values of x is 5 and x equal to 3. So I already know the value where x is 3. Here is where x is 3. That's the value of t. So the value of x value is 5. So I can just find the equation at 5. This is going to be 2 into 5 minus 4. This gives me a 6. So the equation, the coordinates of s is 5 and 6. 5 and 6. There we go. And then let's get to the fourth question. Determine the values of x for which f of x is less than 6. Why being less than 6? I just calculated 6. So this is where I have 5 then 6. That's where s is. So I want the values below this. There's something that I know, right? For two values of x, there's one value of y, right? So it means that I need to find again another value that is equal to 6 here, the x coordinate here. I can do that by saying that f of x equals 6, right? So I have 6 being equal to x squared minus 6x plus 11 equals 6. So x squared minus 6x minus 5 equals 0. So I'm going to have, plus 5, sorry, x minus 5, x minus 1. So I have x being equal to 5 or x equals 1. I know where x is equal to 5. That's point S. So there's a point here where x is 6. So between these values here, 1 and 5, that is where x is equal to, that is where y is equal to 6. Between x equal to 1 and 5, x equal to 5. So I want either equal to or below. Right, this is what it tells me. So your graph is going to be equal to 6 or below 6 between 1 and 5. That is where it's in between. So because of this is 1, this is 5. If I go within 5, I'm going to get a value greater than 6. But if I go below 5, maybe let's say 4, right? It's below 6. And then here, if I go below 1, maybe let's say 0, 0, it's a value that's greater than 6. Can you see? So that's why that is true. So let's get to the last question. The last question, k, determine the values of k for which f at x plus k will have real roots. Now, let's define roots. Roots basically means it's x-intercept. X-intercept. The real x-intercept. If you look at this function here, there are no x-intercepts. For f, there's no x-intercept. So they want the equation where the graph will have x-intercepts. Right? So because here we don't have any x-intercepts. You can look at the graph, there's no x-intercepts. There are no x-intercepts. But we can have x-intercept if we move the graph. If we move the graph down, let's say it gets here. If t gets here, we're gonna have something like this. Then we'll have an x-intercept. Or if we go below t, right, below the x-axis, then we'll have intercepts. These here are called roots. Right, these are roots, and they are real. Right, real roots. Now, let's go to the algebraic part. Y is equal to f of x plus f of x plus k, right? So we know that the graph, it's equal to what? X, right? Can take this one. X minus 3 all squared plus 2. Then plus K. So if I have to move it down here, if I have to move it down here, because here it's 2 is to something. No, it's 3 is to 2. Yes. The value of 2, for me to shift the graph down, I need to minus 2 for it to be here. Or I do this here. So therefore, K has to be a number that is equal to or that is less than -2. Then I'll have my graph being here.